And so, guys, welcome back to the Mystic Mountain. This is part two. The video cut out on me. I may have hit finish when I was waving the phone around. But we're going to pick it right back up. But anyways, I was just saying that the people we bought this place from, they understood that when you conduct business things, you get everything in writing. And you get plans made, and and how to be orderly. But when it came to us, they didn't want to do that. They wanted everything to be done just orderly, and they wanted me to hand them cash money, not a check, not a transfer, but cash money, no paper trail, basically. And to this day, I wonder, what were they thinking? Like, what was the overall plan here? You gonna get my money and run off into the night? What were you trying to do here? We got, What was the master plan with all this? There's always a master plan with people like that. They've always got something up their sleeve. And some of them are so good at lying, unless your ears are so attuned to what the truth is, and any lie, deception, or manipulation that comes at you disrupts that and gives you that something's not right feeling, you won't catch it. Every time I tried to get details worked out about the property and the transaction and everything, I kind of got met with hostility and resistance. And, at that point, a normal person would have probably walked away, or a naive person would have made a mistake and gave money. Not me. I grab life by the horns, and I'm a professional, and I'm great. I'm great at it. Because the trick is this. If you don't want to get got, then you keep your eye on the prize and you understand where you're going and how to get there, and you understand how things work. I wanted to buy property. I gave you money. You give me a deed. That's simple. Everything else is semantics and theatrics. If we want to do a soap opera, Days of Our Lives moment, fine. But at the end of the day, no money leaves my hand till the deed comes in my hand. And that works with cars and everything else in life. You don't never hand somebody money until they're handing you ownership of what you've given that money for. Doesn't matter how nice they've been to you. It don't matter how kind they've been to you. It don't matter if they yell, "We're family, we're family, we're family." I've got a book that's thousands of years old called the Bible that shows you exactly what brotherly love and family love looks like. And you know what it looks like? First thing in the Bible, damn near first thing in the Bible. Brother kills brother. Next up, we got Joseph. Brother gets damn near killed by brothers. Sold into slavery because the brothers hated their brother. It keeps on going. I believe it was Jacob. Said, all you are bad. Pointed out why they're so bad. You look at these families all through the Bible. They're bad to each other. If you want love and you say blood is thicker than water, sure, technically you're right. But water keeps you alive a lot more so than blood does. Because without the water, you die. Doesn't matter if you're full of blood or not. And so you had these things, and then I swear after I gave them the money, they just, it kept on going. They tried to take advantage of me. They tried to use my home as a storage facility for garbage. Just would not get it. Would not get the stuff they had. We've got stuff that they still have that we put in a box right there that they said they didn't want, and then told other people that there was stuff in there that we wanted to give to our children. Well, it's right there. You've been told to come get it, and every time you say, well, I don't want it. Like, quit lying. Quit doing it because you get drama tingles. That's not, quit it. I end up having to tell the dude. I end up having to tell him, you can get your stuff. You're going to get it, but you're going to sign up papers that explain how we're going to go about this, because you're not going to take 20 years of my life pecking through your stuff. I'm cleaning the place up. I'm making it my home. Making it me and Dana's home. And, this is the deal. We need some real estate regulations in this country. We need a simple law that says that once you sell property, everything you leave behind that's not literally worked out in paper to when you're going, the deadline when it's no longer yours and you consider it forfeit, becomes the buyer's property. And if you take them to court, that's the end of it. You're just going to get thrown out because you can't, we need some common sense laws because people are selling property and they're leaving this behind. And they're leaving stuff that isn't garbage behind. And later they're like, hey, we're going to come get some stuff. And it's like, that ship has sailed when I gave you the money and you gave me the deed. I just want to talk a little bit, Finally got on my nerves. I told them by the end of this month, they had to get this trailer out of this yard if they want it. Because at the end of this month, I'm gonna start taking steps to make this my trailer, and I'm gonna take steps to get it out of here. And when they come looking for it at their leisure, of course, it ain't gonna be here. It's gonna be gone because I don't want it in my yard. It has no business being here. Has not one bit of business being here. I can't help it that y'all collected garbage. Y'all didn't collect earthly treasures. Y'all collected earthly garbage. And that's fine. I'm going to clean it up. I'm not going to enjoy most of the cleaning up, but I'm going to do it. I had a chance to walk away and from this whole situation and go find fresh land nobody else ever lived on and make it my own. But I like this piece of land. I got 16 acres of land. Creek down that valley. It had loads of potential. And it's just the whole thing. This trailer, man, this trailer is barely even roadworthy. The tires are all flat. There's garbage all around it. If they're expecting me to clean up around it so they can just pull in here and leave with it, they're wrong. I'm not doing that. If I do that, somebody's going to pay me for this trailer. And you look inside this trailer, there's old furniture that's not antique. It's like unfinished. It's like somebody had a furniture building hobby a long time ago. And there's just nothing in there worth anything. But I gave them to the end of the month to get this old trailer out of my yard. But we're going to go on back to this before my battery dies because it's pretty low. I want to go ahead and finish this video up. I done talked a while. But the phenomenon I can't understand why you probably come here is it's real simple. It's like I said at the beginning of the video before I went off on my tangent into the wilderness for 40 years. You have people who will sit there and watch an abusive person abuse somebody, and they won't be compelled to act or move or do anything. But then somebody that they're abusing stands up and to defend themselves, and the whole world rises up between them and that abuser. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because this is the deal. If you're going to stop something like that, obviously you don't have a problem. If you're standing up like that, doing that, between the abuser and the abused, you clearly don't have a problem with the action itself. So what is the problem you have exactly? Do you know? I don't think you do. I don't think you thought about it. I think you're acting emotionally, which means there's something else there driving that. And it's probably that you associate more with that abuser than you do with the abused. And that's disgusting. And I keep saying things that it doesn't shock me anymore. Because I've lived on this earth now long enough walking through crowds and people and all kinds of places. And what I've seen is that, buddy, those who believe in what's right and those who live by what's right and those who carry the cross every day, they're a minority, bro. You want to talk about the smallest minority on earth? It's them. A lot of people, some spiritual practices around the Buddhist vein, and I'm sure there's different kinds, they would advocate that this is all part of the whole. And some critics said, don't judge people. You know what I found about them don't judge folk crowd? You know what I have learned from experience? They don't want you judging them because they're doing something that is just awful. And you don't condemn people to hell, fine. But you can't sit there and watch somebody that has a pornographic addiction that is constantly touching themselves, and you can't know that and say don't do that. And they go and then they go, you're judging me, and I look you damn straight, and I'm gonna keep doing it. What did you think was gonna happen? I was gonna stop? People, especially, people are justifying doing these messed up, doing these things, doing these unclean, filthy things. Not just once, not by accident, but making it a part of their life and their habits and everything about them. They don't fight the darkness anymore. They embrace it. When I talk about accepting blessings and curses, I'm not telling you to go out there and build altars to darkness. I'm not telling, when you make a genuine mistake and your flesh wins the day and it drags you in to do something awful, or the mind does it, or the inner, whatever it may be, and you're doing something awful, when I tell you don't beat yourself up, don't throw a rock at your neighbor, and don't throw it at yourself, it's for those times. It is not a license to go out and say, I'll do what I want. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to accept and surrender that you're imperfect so that you may work to become better. Not so you can slip and slide and have a great time dragging yourself down to spiritual death. You're killing yourself spiritually over something that can be overcome. People have drinking problems, gambling problems, all those things. Don't you use grace, God's grace and the mercy and love and all that stuff so you can feel better about when you know you're doing wrong. That feeling is there not for you to turn off and struggle against and say, I got to get rid of this. It's there to say, hey man, you're doing something wrong, man, maybe chill out. If millions of people are doing it, it becomes a culture. And does anyone really want to live in a culture that is riddled with ugliness? I don't. I'll tell you straight up, I don't. And there's a lot of factors at play. The diet that we have, all this high energy food, it was all right when people were doing high energy work, working in a field all day with hand tools. Hardcore, energy draining, life challenging work is when you needed that high energy food. We ain't doing none of that now. The diet has to change. It's not just about the energy content of the food. It's not just about the caloric intake of the food. It's about chemicals and all kinds of other things they shoved into food. And it's not just about the food. It's a whole thing. Monkey see, monkey do thing. You walk around, you see someone do something, and you might not have been inclined to do it, and now you're doing it. But that's a phenomenon I can't understand. I don't know what to make of it. When someone's seeing somebody just abusing somebody else, and that person decides, well, I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm not going to let you abuse me anymore, the whole world rises up to stop them. I don't understand why. If you looked around, you'd find every answer from, well, they're all narcissists, to they project, they believe that they're that person, to they associate and identify more with the person abusing the other person, or even the person doing it looks good. But I believe that those are superficial answers to that question. I believe there's a deeper answer, even though I don't have it. I know there is. Because you keep it simple, stupid. There's always a simple answer, and it's the eureka moment when you realize, hey, I climbed up this mountain only to find out I didn't have to climb up the mountain because the answer was simple. It was right there the whole time. The eureka moment is the manifestation of keeping it simple, stupid. And so, you know, it's a beautiful day, guys. And I wanted to get on here and make this video. And that other video, I'm probably going to edit them together on YouTube. Make them one nice video. But yeah. Hey, if y'all like this content, please like and subscribe and ring the bell. It does help me out, and I enjoy talking. So if you want me to do more talking, you got to bring people. You got to share it, man. You got to tell them. And if you don't, eventually I'll stop talking to you. But anyways, you know, closing in on the end of the month here. I know it's the 22nd, and there's, you know, at least another week left of this, and a lot can happen in a week. This wouldn't take but an hour for somebody to move. I mean, come out here and, you know, I'm not helping them clean up around it. That ship sailed when they decided that they were going to just use my home as a garbage can and a storage facility. That ship sailed. As I was cleaning that up, not the trees, I did that on my own. I mean, blame them one bit. Although I will say, if you own property, you need to maintain it, not let it become an overgrown eyesore. But as I was cleaning, putting all that in a pile, not one of them offered to come over here and help me clean up this mess they made. But they wanted to come over here, and they wanted to take all the stuff that technically didn't belong to them because I had bought the property. And because they didn't want to write things down on paper about how things were going to go, everything is technically mine. Even this trailer, because they left it here. But because this trailer is some kind of vehicle, and that associates with, I imagine, and I'm assuming, some kind of title and bill of sale thing, I have to go through other channels to obtain it. Even though I don't think they ever registered, and they probably don't even have the bill of sale or the title they got when they acquired it. I feel like I need to do what's right because I do things correctly. And it may not always be beautiful, and it may not always be graceful, but I do things correctly. And sometimes I recognize that I need to have skill to do something, and I have to go acquire it. And everybody can learn. Everybody can be better than they were. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that you have all the blessings at your disposal, but I hope all the curses are also there with you. And I hope everything does go your way. Have a great day.